Have you ever wondered why nobody talks about pleasure and intimacy after 70? It's like society thinks our bodies just shut down one day and we're supposed to pretend we don't have desires anymore. But here's the thing. Your need for physical and emotional connection doesn't disappear just because you've hit a certain birthday. Self-pleasure and masturbation remain perfectly normal parts of life, even when you're dealing with grandkids asking about your love life. Today, I want to share 8 honest truths about maintaining your intimate relationship with yourself as you age, because frankly, it's time we had this conversation without all the awkwardness and shame. Before we get started, I hope you'll show some love for this video by hitting that like button. It really helps more people find content like this that breaks down barriers around topics we should all feel comfortable discussing. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. If this resonates with you, comment yes below. If you think I'm way off base, comment no and tell me why. Let's jump into what nobody else wants to tell you about staying sexually healthy as you age. Your body is going to change, and that's not a failure. It's just reality. Think of it like learning to drive a different car after decades with the same vehicle. Everything still works, but the controls respond differently. Men start losing testosterone gradually from their 40s onward, and by the time you're in your 70s or 80s, you might notice your sex drive isn't what it used to be. Getting aroused takes more time, maintaining an erection can be trickier, and orgasms might feel different than they did 20 or 30 years ago. None of this means you're broken. Women deal with their own set of changes, especially after menopause. Your body produces less estrogen, which affects everything from how easily you get aroused to how comfortable sexual activity feels. You might need more time to get in the mood, and natural lubrication often decreases significantly, which can make any kind of intimate touching uncomfortable without some extra help. The good news is that understanding these changes puts you in control of adapting to them rather than just feeling frustrated or confused. Both men and women might notice that blood flow isn't quite as efficient as it used to be, which affects how intense sensations feel. Your pelvic muscles might not be as strong as they once were, which can change how orgasms feel. These aren't signs that your sex life is over. They're signals that it's time to explore new approaches and maybe invest in some helpful products or techniques that work better for your current body. Now, let's be realistic about health and safety. I'm not trying to scare you, but it's important to be smart about this. If you have heart problems, getting sexually aroused does raise your heart rate and blood pressure. That doesn't mean you need to give up pleasure, but it does mean paying attention to how you feel and talking to your doctor about what's safe for you specifically. Don't ignore chest pain, dizziness or trouble breathing during or after sexual activity. If you're dealing with arthritis or joint pain, certain positions or movements might hurt more than they help. Listen to your body and get creative with positions, props or techniques that don't aggravate your problem areas. Many people your age are taking medications for various conditions, and some of these can affect your ability to get aroused, maintain arousal, or reach climax. Don't just accept sexual side effects as inevitable. Talk to your doctor about alternatives or adjustments that might help. Conditions like diabetes can affect nerve sensitivity, making it harder to feel pleasure or reach orgasm. The key is being patient with yourself and willing to experiment with what works for your body now, not what worked for your body 20 years ago. Here's something that might surprise you. Regular sexual activity, including masturbation, is actually good for your mental health. When you climax, your body releases endorphins and other feel-good chemicals that naturally reduce stress and improve your mood. For older adults dealing with retirement adjustments, health concerns, loss of friends or family, or just the general challenges of aging, This natural mood boost can be genuinely therapeutic. But I know many of you struggle with guilt or shame around sexual desires and activities. Maybe you grew up in an era where sex was considered dirty or shameful, especially for women, or especially outside of marriage. Maybe you've internalized messages that older people shouldn't be sexual beings. These feelings can create real emotional pain and actually make you feel worse about yourself instead of better. It's time to challenge those old messages. Sexual pleasure is a normal human need that doesn't expire on your 65th birthday. There's nothing immoral or inappropriate about maintaining your sexual health and finding ways to feel good in your own body. In fact, embracing this part of yourself can contribute to better overall mental health, higher self-esteem, and a greater sense of vitality as you age. Loneliness is a real problem for many older adults, and it affects your sexual health too. When you've lost a spouse, moved away from family, or find it harder to get out and socialize, you might feel more isolated than you ever have before. In this context, self-pleasure can serve as a healthy way to maintain physical intimacy and emotional comfort when other forms of connection aren't readily available. There's nothing wrong with using masturbation as one way to cope with loneliness, but it's important not to let it become your only source of comfort or connection. Try to balance solo activities with efforts to build and maintain social relationships. Join community groups, volunteer, take classes, or find other ways to connect with people. Your sexual health is connected to your overall emotional and social well-being, so nurturing all of these areas will benefit each other. If you're still with a partner, talking openly about sexual needs and changes becomes more important than ever as you age. Your bodies are both changing. Your medications might affect your sexual responses differently, and what you enjoyed in the past might not work as well anymore. This isn't a crisis. It's an opportunity to deepen intimacy through honest communication. Talk about what feels good, what doesn't work anymore, what you'd like to try, and what concerns you have. Discuss how you each feel about self-pleasure and whether it's something you want to share with each other or keep private. These conversations might feel awkward at first, but they can actually bring you closer together and help you both feel more satisfied with your sexual relationship. Don't be afraid to ask your partner about their needs and desires too. You might discover that you're both interested in exploring new approaches to intimacy that work better for your current bodies and circumstances. Since your body is changing, this is actually a perfect time to explore new techniques and approaches to pleasure. What worked in your 20s might not be the best approach in your 70s, but that doesn't mean your options are limited, they're just different. High-quality lubricants can make an enormous difference in comfort and pleasure, especially for women dealing with vaginal dryness. Don't be embarrassed about needing lube. Think of it as a useful tool, like reading glasses or a heating pad. Sex toys designed for older adults can open up new possibilities for pleasure, especially if you're dealing with reduced sensation, arthritis in your hands, or other physical limitations. Look for products with ergonomic designs, easy-to-use controls, and gentle vibration patterns. Many companies now make toys specifically with older adults in mind, focusing on comfort and accessibility rather than just intensity. Take time to create a comfortable, relaxing environment for yourself. Use soft lighting, play music you enjoy, take a warm bath first, or do whatever helps you feel relaxed and connected to your body. Sometimes slowing down and focusing on the whole experience, rather than just the end goal, can make everything more enjoyable. Don't hesitate to talk to healthcare professionals about sexual health concerns. Many doctors are comfortable discussing these topics and can offer practical advice, medical treatments, or referrals to specialists who can help. This might include hormone replacement therapy, treatments for erectile dysfunction, pelvic floor physical therapy, or counseling for emotional barriers to sexual satisfaction. Your sexual health is part of your overall health, and addressing it openly with medical professionals can significantly improve your quality of life. Don't let embarrassment prevent you from getting help with issues that have real solutions. If you've made it this far and found this information useful, let me know by commenting helpful below. I appreciate you taking the time to engage with content that many people find difficult to discuss. Finally, I want you to remember that your sexuality is part of who you are, and it doesn't become less valid or important as you age. You have the right to feel pleasure, to enjoy your body, and to maintain intimacy with yourself regardless of what anyone else thinks is appropriate for someone your age. Embracing your sexual health can contribute to feeling more vital, confident, and satisfied with your life overall. Your sexual needs and desires might evolve as you age, but they don't disappear. Some people find that physical pleasure becomes less important, while emotional intimacy becomes more central. Others discover new forms of pleasure they never explored when they were younger. There's no right or wrong way to experience sexuality in your later years. There's only what works for you. Self-pleasure remains a healthy, normal way to maintain sexual function, reduce stress, improve sleep, and feel connected to your body. Approach it with curiosity rather than judgment, and be willing to adapt your techniques as your body changes. Remember that good sexual health contributes to better overall health, so taking care of this aspect of yourself is actually an important part of aging well. The bottom line is this: aging brings changes to every aspect of your body, including your sexual responses, but it doesn't end your right to pleasure and intimacy. By staying informed, communicating openly, adapting to changes, and maintaining a positive attitude about your sexuality, you can continue to enjoy a fulfilling, intimate relationship with yourself throughout your later years. What's one thing from today's discussion that you want to explore further or apply in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experiences might help someone else who's dealing with similar questions or concerns. If this video provided valuable information, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from this conversation. Subscribe to our channel for more honest discussions about health and wellness topics that matter to you. Thanks for watching, and remember, you deserve to feel good at every stage of life.